So now the foundation walls are done. So what's next? What?
In the last episode, we talked about the actual start of the construction of your new home. Richard described building to the foundation up to the point of having the basement walls built. Let's continue. The next step is to damp-proof the basement walls by spraying a tar-like substance on the outside of the walls. Concrete is porous by nature, and will allow water to seep through if not treated. This sprayed-on membrane helps to keep the basement dry. After that, drainage is installed around the foundation. This helps divert groundwater away from your foundation. Water can exert an incredible amount of pressure if allowed to collect against the foundation. It can push in your walls, come up through the floor of the basement, or even cause walls to buckle. This causes problems throughout the rest of the home. Richard will cover water management more fully in another episode in the future. Drain tile is used at this stage. Drain tile doesn't use tile as we know it, it's a long, ribbed, perforated pipe made of black PVC and is usually covered in a synthetic fabric to keep silt out of the pipe. This pipe is buried in gravel between the foundation and the hole. Dirt from the lot is then backfilled to the foundation. While the dirt is being backfilled, the garage foundation area below the future floor is filled in. This will support the weight of vehicles once complete. Once this fill work is complete, systems that will go below the lower level floor are installed, such as plumbing and household drainage. Further groundwater management may be installed inside the foundation. This is often tied to the larger drainage design, which can include the drain tile mentioned earlier. Finally, gravel is spread across the basement and garage bottoms to create a base for the concrete floors. Then, steel rebar is used to make grids to reinforce the basement and garage floors. Now the foundation is prepared for the cement floors. Now the concrete trucks return. The basement and garage floors are poured and smoothed. One thing to note about slabs, they are not a structural part of the home. They are sometimes called floating slabs because they float on the top of the ground. If they crack, it doesn't structurally weaken the home, although it could indicate water problems that should be addressed. After a short time to allow the floors to cure, a new stage begins, creating the frame of the home. The framing stage begins by setting the support beams for the home. Each beam is supported by poles, or jacks, which are set on the footers mentioned before. The lumber, plywood, and siding are delivered to the site at this time. Once the beams are in place, a framing crew arrives and begins by setting the floor joists for the main level. These joists are supported by the foundation on one end and beam on the other. Once the joists are set, plywood is set on top to create the subfloor for the main level. Next time, we'll discuss the rest of the framing process and further steps in constructing your new home. Thanks so much for viewing this episode of 3-Minute Real Estate. If you like what you see, please subscribe and click on the bell to be notified of new episodes. If you have any questions or comments, please let Richard know. If you'd like some help buying or selling your next home or investment property, please reach out. We'll see you next time.
Count on me just like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me.
Hello? Hello? Could use a hand here. Need to get out. Anybody there?